Hey, crafty friends, it's Andrea, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Manitoba. I am so happy to be here for my first Friday free class in September. I can't believe it's September already. Um, it's been a hot minute since I have done anything on any of my social platforms. I kind of took a little bit of August off just to kind of chill out and relax and have some family time. But now we're back at it. New catalog has started. Classes are starting again. I've got all kinds of special events planned for September, which is my birthday month, and October, which is my Stampin' Up! Anniversary month. Now I am going live via StreamYard, so if you haven't given StreamYard permission, do so that I can see who's commenting. If you're catching the replay, let me know. And let's get into it. So today, I am actually making an interactive card. I'm doing a spinner card. And I've got way more parts than I usually use for anything ever. So I've got 2 stamp sets, Reach for the Stars and Inked and Tiled. I've also got one of the coordinating punches that go with the Inked and Tiled stamp set. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use this one or if I'm going to use this Reach for the Stars sentiment. It'll depend on if it fits in my punch or not. What else? I am using basic gray ink. I've got dies. The stars are actually from the balloons dies. And I've got the circles cut out from the Reach for the Stars dies, which actually coordinates with the stamp set that I'm going to be using. I'm also using some of the paper from that suite. I'm decorating the inside of my card, which I rarely do, but I wanted to keep the outside of the card fairly simple. And we're going to be doing the inside of the card for this. So let's get started. The first thing that I did was I lined up, I'm using basic black for my color. The first thing that I did was I lined up my cardstock with my DSP, my pattern paper, and I cut out the circle because when you're doing a spinner card, you need room for your mechanism to spin. Now, there are oodles of ways. I've been using that word a lot lately. There's lots of ways of doing a spinner card. This is just one of them. And actually, we are going to grab our thread. You can use anything that you want for the spinning mechanism. I'm using thread. You can use twine. You can use fishing line. Really anything that is going to hold your pieces in place will work. You do want to have your spinner pieces held down first. So what we're going to do is just line it onto our paper. I'm actually going to make this a little bit, tighter. Oh, it's always a good day when your hands don't want to work. All right, so we're going to place our thread, and then I'm just going to trim at the top and trim the bottom. Oops. I probably could have found a smaller piece of, or a smaller pair of scissors, but whatever. So we're going to stick our paper so that it is completely covered. There we go. And then this is our inside piece. So we're just going to discard this, and we're going to discard our DSP circle that we had cut as well. Now you can save it and use it for another project. It's going into my scrap bin because I am planning to revive Do It or Ditch It in the near future. But I've also got 2 circles that are slightly smaller than the area that I had punched out. And we're going to simply, and really, this is going to look super impressive, but it really is quite straightforward. Now I'm just going to take our paper and kind of eyeball it so that it's centered-ish. Now, if it's your first time here, there's an awful lot of ish in my craft room. If you've been here before, that's not new information for you. And I am just going to put, whoops, a little bit of adhesive on this side. So there's our mechanism. Now it's just going to kind of sit there and not really do too much. But to get our spin going, all you need to do is twist it a few times. And then when your recipient opens the card, it'll start, there we go, it'll start to spin. Okay, so now we're going to decorate. Now I've got, actually that seems a little bit loosey-goosey. Now I'm just going to tighten it up a bit. Pull it a little bit more taut. Now I've got our stars cut. You can adhere them really however you want. These are the glow-in-the-dark paper. I don't know if you'll be able to see really that it does actually glow. I'll take a picture at night, and you can tell the difference between the glow-in-the-dark side and the regular side. The glow-in-the-dark one is a little bit rough-ish. So I'm just going to flip these guys over, and the glow-in-the-dark side has a little bit of a green tint, whereas the other side is just white. Whatever you do on one side, you'll want to do on the other one, just to make sure that it's going to be equally balanced. Unless you're stamping, because, I mean, the ink weighs practically nothing. Now, I did just use regular sewing thread, but you can use, like I said earlier, fishing twine, gentle floss, whatever you've got handy. All right, so then here's my note folder. I'm gonna make this there. Lays a little flatter when you've got it like this. Now we're just gonna grab, let's see if reach for the stars. I won't be using that one because it doesn't appear to be in here. I used it a while ago. We'll just do Hello Friend. That seems like a good one to put in. And let's see, what color do we want to use? You know what? We'll use some of the Azure Afternoon. We're just going to cut out one of our little stars, grab some of our basic bright ink. And as I said, this one I'm keeping fairly plain on the outside, but we are going to decorate the inside. And grab adhesive, give it a... So if you are local to me, I've got my first card class of the fall coming up on next Saturday, actually, in Stonewall. We are going to be using the Berry Christmas elements for that. And then what else have I got going on? There is a Christmas Stamp-A-Stack. That one's going to be virtual. And in October, I'm actually going to be doing a fundraiser for a local pet rescue here. We're doing a crafty stash in Stonewall on September 23rd. And we have a charity partner for that. Our charity partner is Grateful Friends Pet Rescue, and I will be doing a card making fundraiser for them for that as well. So we're still working out the details. Information will be coming shortly. All right, so I've got our little astronaut guy here. So you can either hang out on my Facebook page or in my VIP group, or if you'd like, you can join my email list as well. All of the information is there. And of course, it's all on my website as well, andreaestinson.ca. So the local classes are local, but anything virtual, if you're international, I also have the option for you to join on that as well. All right, so here's our astronaut. So I rarely decorate the inside of my card. Actually, I had mentioned to a Stampin' Buddy today that I was going to do that, and I think she was a little surprised because that's not really something that I usually do. So there's our spinner card. It's got a little bit of movement to it. So we'll just wind her up. Now the tighter you wind it, the more pizzazz it's going to have when it opens. And I think we need a little bit of bowling here. We did have some. There we go. These guys are my favorite bling at the moment. It is the adhesive back sparkle gems, and they are insanely sparkly. So we're just going to add a couple of those. We'll do the smaller silver ones, and we'll just put them right around. It feels like it's been, well, it has been forever since I've done a video. It's nice to get back into the swing of things. And I do like odd numbers when I'm creating. So we'll do 3 sparkles, and that's it. So for your spinner card, a little bit of dog fur. For your spinner card, just make sure that your aperture is a little bit larger than the piece that you are wanting to create as a spinner. Mary Louise, I'm glad you like it. And then when you open it, just make sure that it's not touching the edge, and it will spin freely. And then you can always put a note inside for your recipient to let them know that if they want to have it spin, all they need to do is wind it up again, and then they're good to go. So that is it for our first Friday free class. There are loads of ways of doing spinner cards. I like this one because it's quick, it's easy, and pretty much any level of crafter can get it done. The only thing that you need is either circle punches, one that's a little bit smaller than the other, or some dies, and a little bit of decoration and a little bit of imagination. So again, if you're watching the replay, don't forget to hit below that you're watching the replay. I always watch for comments. And if you have any questions, please tag me and I will respond to help you with this card if you decide that you'd like to do it. As always, I truly appreciate you spending a little bit of your time today with me. And yeah, we're going to get back into the video swing really, really soon. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.